morning to you all. You have a wonderful day. Clement temperatures, 12 degrees. Sun's trying to shine through a halo of clouds, and I thought it's time to get out on the bicycle and give the old lungs a bit of a clean out. Give myself a whipping, because I deserve it. I just realise how long it takes me to get ready now. Well, the accoutrements I need. Camera. Recording device. Waterproof jacket. Hat, gloves. Keys. All these things. I remember when I was a boy, I had nothing. I used to drive 120 miles with 2 jam sandwiches, a bottle of water, and 20 pence in my back pocket. And that was it. I'd be riding the bicycle for 14 hours. And I'd come back absolutely exhausted. Now I'm lucky to manage 50 miles. Because I'm carrying so much junk with me. All the time working. Nothing but blood, sweat and tears. And that's the problem with the old internet. You don't have to work hard enough. You sit there in your chair and get it all delivered to you on a plate. From a cat video to a beheading video, everything's there, just waiting for you to comment on. This is reality. You see those sweat drops on my face, each one imbued with pain. From these spindly legs spindling round, pushing the pedal like a lever. Primitive machine, mechanical advantage. Pain. Nothing for sissies or weaklings. Pure pain. And we like it, because we're masochists. Yes. So here we are on the newly widened paths, and these have been driven along every day. Truckloads of stones and cement and God knows what to build the new windmills, and this path's officially closed for bike riders and walkers, but today's Saturday, so I thought I'll break the law and just see what they're doing up here. So I might as well, it's quite boring along here, I'll say some boring words. Have you ever noticed people, poor, poverty-stricken people in third world? You see film of them, and they always look happy, working in a sweatshop in Bangladesh, sewing your jeans. They've all got big smiles on their faces. Or in Africa, drinking blood from an antelope's throat. And they're all laughing, joking. Or the village, everyone dancing, looking happy. They've got nothing. They've got a pot to piss in. And we, in the West, have so many pots we don't know which one to piss in. Everybody's walking around looking glum and sad. In general, look of the people in the rich countries, they usually look sad. And I'm thinking, what's the reason for this? Surely the people with nothing should be sad. But we know, deep down in our hearts, here in rich first world, all those children in all those sweatshops in Bangladesh and China, making all our clothes and shoes and iPods and iPhones, and working for peanuts. And all the time we suppress this knowledge the back of our minds. It's a kind of a guilt, and perhaps that's why people in rich countries always look faintly disturbed, unhappy, whereas these people there were suffering there, working, looking happy, with great big smiles on their faces, because they have no guilt. They know they've done nothing at all wrong. Their conscience is clear, whereas we are carrying around a lot of baggage in our consciousness, and that's the way it is, I think. Quite possibly you've heard this story. I might have already said it, spoken, told it. I got my first bicycle as a rally hustler, and one day I decided to go to the seaside, Scarborough from Leeds. It's about 70 miles. And I rode and rode and rode. A third of the way there, my toggle chain snapped, so I only had second gear. I kept on. I didn't make it to Scarborough. I went to Filey instead. And then I rode on the beach from Filey. I got a puncture on the beach. I fixed it. Got another one on the beach, and I fixed it. Eventually, made my way to Bridlington. I think I'm already clocked up about 100 miles. And it's still a long way home. It was getting dark. I had my dynamo, so I was okay for light. I kept on riding and riding and riding. And I was exhausted. Couldn't hardly press the pedals down anymore. And I reached the outskirts of York. I went to telephone box, rang 99 and said, I'm exhausted, do something. And I put the phone down and promptly went to sleep in the telephone box. Later on, clop, 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 on the window pane of the telephone box, there were two policemen. I was 12 years old at the time. They put my bicycle into the car, took me to the station, and asked what I'd done. And I told them my route, and they were astounded that a 12-year-old boy would ride such a distance in one day. And they sent out for some fried chicken for me. That was the first time I ever had fried chicken, and it was lovely. And I was put in a kind of a dormitory in a children's home for the night. And the next morning, my mother came with the train to collect me, and she was very angry because they had to send a policeman to my parents' house at 2 o'clock in the morning and tell them that I was safe and sound. And she spent all her rent money getting the train from Leeds to York, all because of me. I ended up riding the rest of the way home anyway on the bike. Amazing strength and things you can do when you have a goal. I think that trip was about, let's think about it, 70, 90, 100, about 150 miles. 150 miles on a child's bike with a broken gear, second gear, and it's quite hilly as well. Had to get out today, had my fill of the internet. All this terror and Paris and watching debates in the House of Commons about sending in bombs. Had enough. At one point, I felt like my head was exploding with information. And I said to myself today, leave it all behind, get on the bike, forget it all, get some fresh air and sweat it all out. That's what I'm doing today. Putting on a silly voice too. I'm trying to speak as clearly as possible. Speak. And I make my way up through the forest. You can see it ahead. A hell of a climb to climb up there as always. But we'll get up there and we'll go and have a look at the construction site of the new giant wind turbines, I think. See how they're getting on. Got a bit cold. I'm a bit cold because I'm sweating so much. My whole body's all wet. And there's watch guards up here. That's a massive old thing. I'll just go down in and take a picture quick. So it's quite high up here, about 600 metres, and obviously that's where they're putting the windmill as high as possible. And looks like there's a security guard there, so we can't go nosing around, I suppose. Just take a quick pic here. Oh, it's a nice view. Pretty big, those bases. I hear strange noises in the woods, screaming.